Roberto Torralbas, BJJ engineer, here with Coach Formica, Team Third Law, and we are now going on to our third part, right, in the series of exercising and the stability goal for your Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So far, if you haven't seen it yet, just to retouch basics, we have worked on massaging the ball using breaks horizontals, using breaks vertically, right? So now you should be able to catch your balance this way. You should be able to catch your balance, you know, without your legs. You should be able to step your leg up if you've been trying all the challenges in the videos. So you're gonna focus, catch, you know, you can go, you know, from here to control, to get a couple, using those principles, cat control, stepping in, right? See, using the brakes to stop. Right, using your balance. Another thing I forgot to mention in the other videos that I want to make sure that I'm now is that you have push forward and the bottom. You know, one position when you're here with the hands up, one position that teaches you balance is kind of when you're knee cutting. Okay, the knee cutting position is very similar when you're balancing on the ball. Except I recommend keeping both knees up. This is a position where he's constantly kicking my ear, trying to get in the balance, to drive me here, to send me upside down, right, and sweep me, and so forth. So you don't want to lose your balance there. So one more time, say from a different angle, I might be here, and I'm balancing like I was doing on the ball. He might grab my arm, push it into my legs, up balance here, I persist. Now he brings me across, he goes upside down, I lose my balance. Flexibility ball can help you maintain better balance against these types of reversal and heel sweeps. So that's good. So we talked about that, then we talked about heavy hip to the left, right? So I'm using that to defend, heavy hip to the right, using that to defend. And today we're going to talk about a step through or leg swing exercise and why that's important for Jiu-Jitsu. So you're balancing, maybe now you're heavy hipping comfortably, you know, catching your balance comfortably. The next challenge is to get your leg, keep it completely straight and throw it like if you were throwing an arm bar, bam, and heavy hip and catch your balance. So you're still using the heavy hip motion. So look, you're here, I'm gonna get my right leg, right, and I'm going to throw it like if I was going for an arm bar, bam. And it's better if you do it fast, and then you catch your balance. I land on my left hip. And here, catching my balance, I'm gonna raise my leg, right, so I'm gonna bounce, bam, throw, bam, throw. Okay, so one more time. Watch. And here, right leg swings. Catch. Okay. Other leg swings. Catch. And then you can combine the exercises so far, right? So let's build, let's build. So forward, back, left, right. Winding up, balance, right? Two legs up. Remember, this we're going to talk again, but I did introduce it in the first video. Frog position. I know, and I'll show you a place where you can use this in Jiu Jitsu. Okay? Now, heavy hip to step. You know, now you start seeing some movement. And the other thing, if you step, if you look at my face, you're gonna start seeing me to sweat. A couple minutes of this thing, you start sweating and having fun like a kid. It's a great warm up. You start getting loose, okay? And it simulates a lot of the, you know, like a lot of scrambling position used to you. You hip to the left, you hip to the right. He comes in. Oh, step through. Oh, I want to show you the next one. Yeah, you know how there was a way to cast it. I'm going to show you the next video, but I don't want to rush through it. So, is the motion of me for arm bars, is the motion of me to avoid X guard positions, you know, the sit through, guys. You know, I don't stop onto, notice I can keep doing this. right, for a long time without losing balance. So Coach Formica is going to demonstrate. Check him out. If you don't know Coach Formica, he won the European Championships as a blue belt. He's one of my guys that I'm developing. He's becoming very, very decent at Jiu-Jitsu, so probably going to hear more from him in the competition scene as time goes on. And to be completely honest, he's much more athletic and acrobatic than me. So he dominates me now in the stability bowl. He has some tricks I cannot do. I wouldn't try doing. I would not recommend anybody doing because I don't necessarily know the build skill. But we'll leave that for the last videos for fun. Okay. So let's talk about how this works. Okay. First situation. Let's talk about the armbar position. Right. So you know when you're doing an armbar, basic armbar, you just climb up, right, throw, and you windshield wipe that leg. So in that situation, here you have a scenario. We're talking about the basic armbar in Jiu-Jitsu. So you throw your leg. Now, the more common situation, you are in X guard, right? Person has you in X guard, and you're here, right? And you're struggling. The guy's going for the sweep, right? Buchecha actually almost did this move, similar move to Rodolfo Vieira in the Abu Dhabi World Pro Jiu-Jitsu tournament in Abu Dhabi, okay, in the finals for the Absolute. So what happens is the guy comes here, he usually tries to extend you, right? You can step through. Notice that there's a heavy hit, and you finish, and you now, he's in a bad spot. What happened with Buchecha, he kind of got to a similar position. Rodolfo tried to end up with his hands under, he tried to turn to his knees. Buchecha side switches, and ends the move. You know, good movement is essential in Jiu-Jitsu. So let's look to the other side. You're in X guard. Person has the leg in. He tries to extend. You keep good balance. And boom, a good split is a plus. Okay? And now you step through and you finish. Like I mentioned before, the goals of these videos are not to teach you the position of Jiu-Jitsu, just to understand that there is an application. If you develop this movement, you're going to set up a foundation for all the techniques that later on you're going to need. You're going to build on to make your Jiu-Jitsu better. But at least a foundation of what you know. You're going to ask your body to do certain things, and your body's going to be able to do it because you already practiced this basic movements on the stability ball. BJJ engineer Roberto Torralbas. Check the website out, bjengineer.com. Also, if you are in Naples, Florida, Fort Myers, Garfield Island, anywhere in Florida and nearby, within a 2-hour drive, I recommend it will be worth your time, your drive. Come check us out, teamclearlaw.com, traintillyoudrop.com, home of multiple Pan American champions, world champion, national champions. You know, come check us out. You know, even if you're visiting, please come by and hang out with us. Okay, we'd love to have you, teach you Jiu-Jitsu and have a good time, okay? Peace.